Alrighty. Just gotta wait for YouTube Studio to wake up, and then we can officially get cooking with this banger. All right. What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with my second to last NFL regular season picks live stream of the year, week 17. Man, it's crazy that a couple years ago, this would have been the last one of the year. But yet, here we are. We got one more to go. Which means for any unfortunate fan that roots for a trash ass team, Carolina, New England, Arizona, Chicago, although Chicago is looking better. Yeah, they're still going to be like top 10 in the draft. The Giants, those teams. You only got one more week. And then you can fully dedicate your time to mock drafts. In fact, let me do something real quick, guys. Let me actually make sure I'm on the microphone. Okay, I am. I had to make sure because let me actually do this because I don't know if you guys can hear me. Let me disconnect my lovely new awesome headphones. Tell you how many times I've went to go put my old wired earbuds in, right? Forgetting that I have these babies connected. I still got to get used to actually having these things. Maybe eventually, sometime, I might actually just do a video using these babies, see how the mic sounds on this. But for now, I'm using my lovely mic right here. So, yeah. All right. But yeah, what's good? Gimme? Am I going to do playoff picks? Yes. Yep. Of course. Now, they're not going to be for the tournament or anything, most likely. But I'll be doing them just for lulz, really. I mean, just for my own, entertainment. I'll still be making my picks for the tournaments if I make the playoffs in those tournaments. But I'll be doing them every week. Yep. Not gonna do like my whole playoff prediction. I'm just doing them round by round. So there you go. Now, at the end of this stream, after I get through all the picks, I'm gonna fool around with the playoff machine. And I'm gonna put in my picks to the playoff machine. And we're gonna see what I think the scenario, what the playoffs will look like heading into next week. All right, so with that being said, let's get down to business. And good news for us this week. Thursday night football, got the Browns playing. So we get right on. We start off with my team. And you guys already know who I'm rolling with. I mean, come on. I mean, am I going to go Jets? Hell no. So we got the Browns and the Jets kicking us off on Thursday night, the final Thursday night game of the year. Now, of course, like I said in my preview video, when the schedule first came out, this game had a lot of banger like potential. Aaron Rodgers versus Deshaun Watson, right? And what do we get? Trevor Siemian versus Joe Flacco. Just like we all predicted, right? Yeah. Yeah, no Zach Wilson this week for the Jets. Of course, they still got a very good team. The Jets were beating the crap out of the Commanders, right? They were making Sam Howell look like ass. And then what do you know? Jacoby Brissett comes in and damn near leads a full-on comeback. In fact, I believe they actually took the lead by 1 point, but they lost by 2 because the Jets were able to get down the field and get a field goal to win the game. Yeah. So the Jets come in at 6-9. Browns, of course, we all saw what they did. They went out there and they smacked the Texans in the mouth, 36-7 at one point. And then we took the starters out because we thought game was over. But Davis Mills went full try hard, trying to lead a comeback, which made us bring the starters back in, which of course ultimately led to Amari Cooper getting the single game receiving yard record. How about that, huh? Single game receiving yard record. Amari Cooper. And that's only because the defense just decided to stop playing, pretty much. they went full Joe Woods for a whole 2 possessions. But oh well. Still got the win. Doesn't matter. Browns are 10-5, and they can actually clinch with a win. I'll actually go over clinching scenarios after my picks as well. But yeah, of course, the Browns can clinch with a win. Simple as that. The line is Browns favored by 7, over under 35.5. I think this could be somewhat over. And I think the Browns do win and they do clinch a playoff spot. Good stuff. Your prediction for Thursday, Browns 23-17. So it'd be just barely under. Some people are going to pick the under on the line. They're going to take the Jets and the points. So they think the Jets are going to cover, which means they, win or lose by less than 7. We'll see. So yeah, I'm going to go Browns over the Jets there. Now, moving on, we got a game on Saturday too. I didn't even know this game was on Saturday, but it is. And it's actually a low-key banger. Not even a low-key, it's a high-key banger. We got the Lions and the Cowboys, 8:15 on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN Plus. Man, we got a firefight going down in Arizona right now. We got Kansas and UNLV going back and forth. Freaking crazy. Wow. But Lions just clinched the division for the first time ever. Yeah, they had never won the NFC North as it's currently built up. They last won their division in 1993. And yeah, so congrats to them. They're in the playoffs. Now they just got to wait and see who they got to play. Now, they're facing the Cowboys on the road at Jerry World. The line is Dallas by 6, over under 53.5. So yeah, 53.5. Ooh, this is going to be a tough one. I'm going to go Dallas over the Lions in a nail biter. Dallas is trying to get back on track here. Give me the Cowboys in a nail biter over the Lions at home. Now let's talk about the games on Sunday. And we're going to start off once NFL.com decides to wake up. I can get you the rest of these games here. But while we're waiting for NFL.com to wake up, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell. And playoffs are almost here. In fact, while that's loading up, let's look up the lovely clinching scenarios. Because we love a good clinching scenario, don't we? Yeah, yes, we do. All right, so starting us off, a game that I might actually stream. We got the 11-4 Dolphins and the 12-3 Ravens. Two teams that still have a chance at the number 1 seed. Dolphins escaped against Dallas at home on Sunday. And then as we saw last night, the Ravens, they took it to the poor Niners. Yeah. Ravens at home against the Dolphins. The Dolphins have actually had the Ravens number as of late. And do not sleep on Miami here. Tua's looking good. Their offense is rolling. And if any team's going to score points on Baltimore, it's definitely going to be the Dolphins. All right, over under for this wonderful game that like I said, I might be streaming. So keep an eye out for that. The line is Baltimore by 3.5. Over under 47.5. Now, as much as I would love to see Miami win this game, I gotta go Baltimore here. They're on a roll, they're on a heater, right? They're playing arguably their best ball. And once again, another team that hasn't lost since they lost to Cleveland, just like Cincinnati last year. Remember that on Halloween? Beat the Bungles at home. Since that game, I don't think they lost until the playoffs. Well, this year it's the Ravens following that little arc. So we'll see if Miami can take care of business, but I'm going to go Ravens at home. I mean, after all, the Browns were the last team to beat the Ravens at home, and that was with a quarterback who, of course, had a shredded shoulder and a bad ankle. And he went 14 of 14, including a legacy drive that helped us get down the field and win the game. Gotta love it. But yeah, I'm going to go Ravens over the Dolphins here. I think it'll be another very close game, but I just can't, the Ravens are just too good. They really are. But again, do not sleep on Miami here. I could easily see Miami winning this game. Lions 33, Cowboys 36. Damn. Road to 3K. Ravens did it in 2019 too. Yep. All right. So now let's move on. Again, I got the Ravens winning. Moving on, we got the 4-11 Patriots and the 9-6 Bills. Believe it or not, both teams actually won their last game. And if it wasn't for the damn Chargers, the Browns would have already clinched a playoff spot, and I wouldn't be stressing out. But not really stressing out, but you know what I'm saying. Like, you never know with this team. But I think this is an easy pick. I'm gonna go Buffalo over Miami. Buffalo over New England. New England looked good, believe it or not, against the Broncos. But they kind of took advantage of some hilarious errors on the Broncos' end. I mean, literally, the Patriots scored 2 touchdowns in like 10 seconds. They scored a touchdown, and then on the ensuing kickoff, the Patriots recovered a fumble in the end zone. So there you go. 14 free points. Gotta love it, right? So, over under for this game, I expect to be a little bit lower. It's actually on the 40.5 side, so yeah, it's a little lower than what you would expect, maybe, but yeah, I could see this game surpassing 45 points total. And then the line, Buffalo by 12. Yeah. Patriots fans, you're now experiencing what it was like to be the Bills for so many years. When was the last time Buffalo had a double-digit line like that against the Patriots? It's been a long time, if ever. Usually it's been the other way around, right? Now the tables have turned. It's going to be interesting. But yeah, Bills are going to win this game. I think they'll win it pretty easily. I'm not going to say, subs, the backups are going to be in. No, I think it'll be a game where it'll be maybe relatively close, maybe 2 touchdowns or so. And then later in the game, the Bills maybe score another touchdown or 2, and then that's it. Yeah. It won't be backups in the game for the whole fourth quarter. If the backups do come in, it'll probably be for maybe the final half of the fourth. If that. Think of it as almost like maybe the bungle game when the backups came in against the Browns. Remember that? I think they yanked Burrow, what? Couple drives to go in the game with a few minutes left. Yeah. I could see it like this. But we'll see. Maybe the Patriots keep it close. I'll be shocked if the Patriots can keep it within maybe 2 touchdowns. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe they ride that good momentum from Denver, into Orchard Park. Never know these days. But yeah, I got to go Bills regardless of what the score will be. Give me Buffalo. All right, moving on. We got a pretty impressive game here. Pretty interesting. The 7-8 Falcons and the 6-9 Bears. And the Bears have looked pretty good. I mean, to be fair, yeah, they're coming off a good win over Arizona, but now they got to face an interesting Falcons team that's, believe it or not, still fighting for their division. Oh boy, yeah, Falcons fans, they want Arthur Smith gone. And the more I watch the Falcons, the more I hear about them and their disdain for their coach, the more I think this dude is legit a Derrick Henry merchant. Yeah, he's a Derrick Henry merchant. That's why he was such a good play caller, because of Derrick Henry. Yeah, he makes life so easy. But yeah, I'm gonna go Bears to beat the Falcons, and that'll essentially almost ruin the Falcons season, pretty much. But yeah, I'm gonna go Bears to go to 7-9 on the year, and I mean, they're actually pretty good. Think about this though, right? I mean, if the Bears weren't complete booty juice for like the first half of the season, like think of where they could be if they weren't the NFL's version of like a choking hazard, right? They'd probably have a winning record right now. Look at the games that they've blown over the first few weeks, right? The close games that they lost. The Bronco game, especially, comes to mind. They could easily have 7 or 8 wins right now. Nope, because they bearsed it. That's tough. Yeah, I'm gonna go Bears to beat the Falcons. I think Justin Fields will continue to cook. He's facing, I guess you could say, his hometown team. He's from the area, so he's gonna be hella motivated at home too, mind you. Yeah, I'm gonna go Bears to take this game. They're gonna go to 7-9 on the year. And Justin Fields will continue to plead his case as to why he deserves to either stay, and if he doesn't stay, he's gonna show out for his next team. We'll see what happens there. That's gonna be an interesting storyline. What do the Bears do with Justin Fields? Do they keep him? Right? Do they keep him? If they get the number one pick, do they trade that off for even more capital? And do they use their pick on a weapon for Justin Fields, right? Put all their faith on Justin. Maybe tell Luke Getsy to either get serious or get the hell out. Because remember, there was a point where legit Eberflus was on his way out, pretty much. Like they were ready to fire his ass. Now look at him. They're actually playing good. You know, kind of sucks that Yannick Ngakwe got hurt. They got Montez Sweat. That's still to this day probably the most shocking trade I've seen. The Bears have done that the last couple of years. They've made a trade that had everyone like, wait, what? But this one's actually working because they don't have a nutcase who's essentially all about himself. Talking about Chase Claypool. By the way, what's Chase Claypool up to these days? I literally haven't heard Chase Claypool's name in a couple years. About vanishing from like relevance. My God. We're calling him Mapletron, man. Right? What's he doing? TikToks? Probably. Right? Wow. But yeah, I'm gonna go Bears over the Falcons. Should be a good game though. And then we look at the over-under. Bears by 3, over-under 37.5. So yeah, it'll be a very close game. But I'm gonna go Bears. And they're gonna go to 7-9 on the year and actually go to 5-3 at home. Pretty good stuff. Yeah, give me the Bears. All right, moving on. We got the 5-10 Titans and the 8-7 Texans, who could be getting CJ Stroud back this week after they got their doors blown in by Joe Flacco and Amari Cooper. Now they got to deal with Derrick Henry. Have fun, guys. And oh, yeah, DeAndre Hopkins is back in Houston as an opponent. Again. Wow. But should be interesting. Over under for this game and the betting line. Houston by 3.5 at home. Over under 42.5. If CJ Stroud plays, he gonna cook. I know they are dealing with injuries, but I'm telling you, I can only imagine that meeting room, that defensive back meeting room. What would you even say after what you just saw? Like, what would you even do? Like, imagine you're a defensive back, okay? Imagine you're the guy that had to cover Amari Cooper, which I'm pretty sure they didn't really have one guy doing it. They didn't have Stingley following him. I don't know if you can hear it, but it is raining pretty hard out there right now. It's crazy. It's almost January and it's raining. Raining! Not snowing, raining. In December. Bruh. But like that freaking film review session, oh my god. I can only imagine the words that were used by their D-backs coach and stuff. Holy crap. I can only imagine. That must have been torture. I mean, damn. I mean, imagine. You walk into that film review session, right? And you're just watching Amari Cooper cook you over and over and over again. 265 receiving yards. Just him. Damn. Man, I would have been one of those speed. Ugh. I would have been sick watching that if I was the Texans defensive backs getting sunned by 38-year-old Joe Flacco and Amari Cooper. Let Joe Flacco come, like, literally walk off his couch and just start cooking, man. That's a bad thing to happen if you're an opponent. You let a dude literally come up off his couch and start cooking immediately. My God. That's crazy. Yeah, I think the Texans bounce back here and they're going to get a very impressive W. And, they're going to essentially lock in for a chance at the AFC South, depending on what the Jaguars and the Colts do. But I got the Texans beating the Titans. So, yeah, give me Houston. All right. Yeah, Houston's going to go to 9-7 on the year and guarantee a winning record just 1 year after being absolute booty cheeks. Pretty impressive stuff. Got to give a lot of credit to D'Amico Ryans and those guys. But now moving on, we got the other AFC South team that's in contention. We have the Indianapolis Colts hosting the Raiders, who are 7-8. Colts 8-7. They can also guarantee a winning season, even though they haven't had Anthony Richardson for like 95% of the season. And Gardner Minshew's been looking good. He really has been. The line is Indy by 3 and the over-under 43.5. Zach Wilson better. Okay, Jets, just stop it. Stop it. Stop it. That's enough. Ravens 31, Dolphins 29. Can't wait to see Usher perform at Super Bowl. That'll be interesting. But yeah, this should be a fun game in Indy. The Raiders are playing much better, right? They got a very impressive victory at Arrowhead. I mean, they had Pat Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and them freaking losing their minds, like raging and getting into it. I mean, they're looking good. They're probably not playoff bound, but hey, it's something to build on. Honestly, if I'm the Raiders, I keep Pierce around. I make him the permanent coach because they got something cooking over there. Definitely, if they do it right. But yeah, Indianapolis, they're again trying to win their division, and the pressure's on now. They got to match the Texans move for move, pretty much. And they had a chance last week, but they failed. I actually have the Raiders beating the Colts this week, and they're going to go to 8-8 on the season, and the Colts will fall to 8-8 on the season. I just like what the Raiders are doing. Raiders are looking good, man. My goodness, they are looking great right now. I got the Raiders winning. Screw it. Yeah, give me the Raiders. I know Indy's favored by 3, over under 43.5. Yeah, it's pretty standard though. You know, it's pretty much as even as you're going to get. I'm going to go Raiders on the road. And then we got the 2-13 Panthers and the 8-7 Jaguars. I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is going to play. If he does, sounds like I sound like a broken record from the last couple weeks here. But if he does play, I think they do beat the Panthers. I know he's been playing through some stuff. He played through a high ankle sprain. He's played through a little bit of a concussion, you know. He cleared protocol. But that's still some dangerous stuff. From what I've seen, he didn't look the same. I think that high ankle sprain is still affecting him too. Uh, I'm gonna go Jaguars. I think regardless if T-Law plays or not, the Jags are, I think they'll do enough to win this game. Yeah, they're not gonna blow out the Panthers. No, I do think the Jags do win though, because they have to. If they lose this game, they are in trouble. They're in deep shit. I hate swearing on these streams, but they are in some deep, deep, deep shit. For real. Because, like I said, right? I got the Texans winning. Now, luckily for the Jags, I got Indy losing too. But the Texans would gain a game, a full game. Makes next week even more important, right? But they got to win this game, man. If you're the Jags, you have to. You have to match the Texans move for move, right? Because if you don't, one slip up, you're done, pretty much. So, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go Jags, but it's gonna be close, like nail biting close. Right now, the line is Jags by 7, and the over under is 37.5. I feel like T-Law is gonna play. Yeah, there's too much on the line for him. He's gonna play. I feel like he's gonna gut it out. Probably get himself hurt even worse in the process. But it's the way he is. He seems like he's a gamer. As long as he's able to throw a football and call plays, run the offense, he'll do his thing. So I'm going to go with Jags to win this game. I think they might lean a little bit more on ETN this week, and I think they get the job done against the Panthers. And like I said earlier, for Panther fans, you only got one more game after this one. And then it's officially off-season time. You guys can lick your wounds and get ready for the draft and see what you guys do in free agency, right? So, yeah, that's going to be weird too. This is going to be another short off season for the Browns, man. I mean, our season, I don't think we're going to be bowl bound, Super Bowl bound. So really, oh wow, you don't think you're going to go to the Super Bowl? Normally I'd be like, yeah, we bowl bound, baby. But I just think our injuries, man, they're mounting up. I mean, it's taking a toll on this team right now, and we'll see though. But yeah, no matter what, we're going to have a much shorter off season than usual. By only a couple weeks, but still. But yeah, I'm going to go Jags over the Panthers. All right, moving on. We got the 8-7 Rams and the 5-10 Giants. The Giants actually stayed right up there with the Eagles, as there's a UNLV player getting into it. Oh, damn, we got a fight in the UNLV game. Oh, hell no, man. That is crazy. That one UNLV player was all up in the dude's face, man. He wanted to smoke. He wanted all the smoke. Bruh, damn. Sheesh. Chippy stuff. Craziness. But Rams and Giants, I think you guys know who I'm probably rolling with here. I'm gonna go with the Rams. I think the Giants keep it close. The line is Rams by 6, over under 41 and a half. I think it'll be relatively close, but I got the Rams winning this game, and they're going to go to 9-7 and make things even more interesting in the NFC playoff race. So yeah, give me the Rams over the Giants. Next, we got the 3-12 Cardinals and the 11-4 Eagles. Another bird battle. Kyler Murray and company. They've right really since Kyler came back. They haven't embarrassed themselves really. But yeah, the Eagles. Not what you want to see. Raiders defense better than Browns. Jets, do you want to get freaking put in timeout? I'm obviously joking, but like, bruh, enough. Enough of the trolling. That's cap. But yeah, Eagles. You look at their recent games. They've squeaked out the slimmest of victories. They literally almost lost to the Giants. They're looking like they're low key on fraud watch. They're gonna be under investigation soon enough for these for this fraud, right? They're gonna be under investigation for fraud allegations here. They're on fraud watch. It could easily be a team that would go one and done for sure. But I think they do take care of the Cardinals, and Kyler Murray's going to be a handful. But other than what James Conner and Hollywood Brown, they don't really have anybody. You know, they got rid of Zach Ertz, who to this day I don't think has signed anywhere yet. We're going to see a lot of these veterans who got cut. They're probably going to start signing over the next few days, and then we'll see. I don't know if free agents can sign after week 18. Sure they can, but trades obviously can't happen. But yeah, I'm gonna go Eagles to win this game. In terms of the betting line and the over under, Eagles by 10.5, over under 48.5. I think this game will go slightly over. And I think in terms of the line, I think the Cardinals actually keep it close because that seems to be a thing with the Eagles, letting teams stick around. One of these days, it's going to bite them right in the butt. Probably going to happen in the playoffs when it hurts the most. But yeah, they got to fix that over there. And this is, of course, Jonathan Gannon's chance at revenge, right? Eagles fans have been accusing him of essentially costing them a Super Bowl. If Gannon leads the Cardinals into Philadelphia and they go out and beat the Eagles, oh my God, you're never going to hear the end of it from anybody, really. Especially the other NFC East fan bases. Lose them to a former coach, that would be tough. But ultimately, I think the Eagles get the job done. So give me the Birds to go 12-4. Yep. Moving on, we got the 7-8 Saints and the 8-7 Buccaneers. Battle for NFC South supremacy here. Baker versus Derek Carr. Both teams are just mid as hell, just like their division. I mean, this is going to be a good game, though. The line is Tampa by 3, and the over under 41.5. Gonna go Buccaneers. Yeah, Buccaneers are gonna go 9-7, and they're gonna secure that dub and get a winning season with Baker. So yeah, give me the Bucks to get this dub. Moving on, we got the final 1 o'clock game of the week. 11-4 Niners, 4-11 Commanders. This is pretty easy. Let's be serious here. Give me the Niners. They're trying to bounce back after a pretty bad loss at home to the Ravens. They're going to take it out on essentially the Ravens' neighbor, the Commanders, who are right down the street from Baltimore in Andover, Maryland, damn near Virginia. And I think the Niners take it out on the Commanders. They're favored by 13.5. Largest line of the week. One of the largest of the season. And then the over-under, 48.5. Oh, yeah, the Niners are going to take care of business. Even if they have Sam Darnold, the Niners will take care of business in this game. Yeah, give me the Niners on the road. Without a doubt. I don't think it'll matter. That place is going to be a damn near home game for the Niners anyway. Pretty much. I mean, you could really say FedEx Field is like the East Coast version of SoFi when it comes to opposing fans taking over that joint. But yeah, give me the Niners on the road over the Commanders. All right, moving on, we got the 4 o'clock slate of games, and this is the big one. Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Seahawks, both teams 8-7. Steelers win this game. They will once again secure that 9th win, which will keep their winning season streak alive. They have never had a losing season under Mike Tomlin. Mason Rudolph is going to be the starter for this game against a pretty solid Seahawks team. Geno Smith, they're looking good. They're trying to secure a playoff spot. They're right on the fringe. Same thing with the Steelers, low key. It's going to be a fun game. Over under for this one. 41.5. Line favors Seattle, who's at home. And I think the 12th man's going to be huge here. Give me the Seahawks to beat the Steelers. And that's going to make things very interesting next week because the Steelers play the Ravens. Ooh, wow. Getting your 9th win against a rival to secure a winning season and keep the streak alive. How about that, huh? But yeah, give me the Steelers to beat. No, I'm sorry. No, give me the Seahawks to beat the Steelers. Yep, Seahawks by 3.5, over under 41.5. Yeah, give me Seattle in a nail biter. All right, next we got the 5-10 Chargers and the 7-8 Broncos. This one's pretty easy. The Chargers they're just they're booty. They stink. Yeah, no Herbert. They fired their coach. Their team is practically just ready for the season to end at this point. Give me the Broncos to win at home. And they're going to make things interesting in the AFC playoff picture. Over under 39.5. Denver by 5 is the line. Yeah, give me Denver. They're going to bounce back after an embarrassing loss to the Patriots. So they're going to go to 8-8 on the year. And yeah, so there you go. Give me the Donkeys over the Chargers. And then the final afternoon game of the week, 4:25, we got the 8-7 Bungles and the 9-6 Chiefs. Man, when the schedule came out, we were looking at this going, oh yeah, there we go. We got AFC playoff rematch, Joe Burrow and Pat Mahomes. And what do we get? Jake Browning versus Patrick Mid-Holmes, because this is not Mahomes that we all know and love. This Mahomes is mid as heck. My goodness. The Bengals might actually win this game too. But you know me, I'm going to go Chiefs to pull off the dub. And yeah, and I think the Chiefs pull it off somehow, and they're going to get the 10-6 on the year. Betting line is Kansas City by 7, over under 44.5. Jake Browning got exposed last week. He looked like butt cheeks, and I think that continues. I don't even know if Jamar is going to play in this game. Is he going to play it all for the rest of the year? Because honestly, without Jamar, Jake Browning was looking like a big time Jamar merchant, pretty much. It's the way it is, right? But yeah, I'm going to go Chiefs to get the dub, and they're going to go to 10-6 on the year. And then we got the final Sunday night game of the year. No Monday night game this week. In fact, no more Monday night games for the rest of the year. Yeah. So, final Sunday night game of the year: 7-8 Packers, 7-8 Vikings. This is gonna be an interesting one. You know, we get Jordan Love versus Nick Mullins most likely. Not like it matters who wins. The division's already been locked up. I don't think these teams have a chance at a playoff berth, but you never know. But I'm actually going to go Packers to squeak it out. I think Jordan Love and company are going to do enough to win this game. I can't trust Nick Mullins, really. Yeah, give me Jordan Love and company to get this win. Minnesota favored by 2, over under 46.5. Yeah, give me the Packers to win on Sunday Night Football. All right, now let's take a look at the clinching scenarios. All right, so we don't have too many clinching scenarios, it looks like. At least for the AFC. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right, AFC. For the Ravens, they clinch the AFC North simply with a win or a Browns loss. Simple enough. They can clinch the number 1 seed with a win. Yeah. Now, Buffalo, they got a lot of stuff. Yeah. They can clinch a playoff berth with a win and either a Pittsburgh loss or tie and a Cincinnati loss or tie, or a Jacksonville loss or tie to go along with a win and a Pittsburgh loss, a win, a Pittsburgh loss, and a Houston loss or tie, and a Indy loss or tie. That's a lot. Or you win, Cincy loses or ties, and Jacksonville loses or ties. A win, a Cincy loss or tie, a Houston loss or tie, and an Indy loss or tie. And then they have like 7 that involve ties. They're Pittsburgh or Cincy loses. There's like so many scenarios. My God, makes your head spin. Simply put, you win and you just hope for a lot of help. Pretty much. I think you just really want to win and have a Pittsburgh and Cincy loss, and you're good. Pretty much. Yeah. Win, first of all. And then for the Browns, it's pretty simple. They clinch a playoff berth with a win or tie, or a Pittsburgh loss or tie, or a Buffalo loss, or a Jacksonville loss or tie, or a Houston loss or tie, and an Indy loss or tie. Okay. Jacksonville can clinch they can clinch a playoff berth and the division with a win and an Indy and Houston loss. Straight up, no ties. They both have to lose. Kansas City can clinch a playoff berth and the AFC West with a win or tie, or a Vegas loss or tie and a Denver loss or tie. And then you have Miami. They can clinch the AFC East with a win or tie or a Buffalo loss or tie. Simple enough. Simple enough. And then for the NFC, it's a lot more simple. The Rams can clinch a playoff berth with a win and a Seattle loss, or a win and a Green Bay Minnesota tie. Wow. Philly can clinch the division with a win and a Dallas loss or tie, or a tie and a Dallas loss. San Fran simply just needs a win, a Detroit and Philly loss to clinch the number 1 seed and the first round bye and home field advantage throughout the playoffs on the NFC side. That's all they need. Just win, and Detroit and Philly loses, and you're set. And then Seattle, to clinch a playoff berth, they just need a win and a Green Bay Minnesota tie. They need a tie. Yeah, they're not clinching this week. They're going to probably win, but Green Bay and Minnesota are not going to tie. I doubt it. They're going to be stressing out the entire game if that game is tied close to overtime. Oh my God. Just imagine. For real. And then Tampa Bay simply just needs a win or a tie and an Atlanta loss to clinch a playoff berth and the division. That's it. Now, Let's take a look at what this lovely playoff field would look like if the picks I made happen. So, with that being said, let's go to the playoff machine here. I'm going to make myself just a little bit smaller here so we could see everything. There we go. All right, great storyline, losing to your former coach, right? Exactly. So, here we go. Again, week 17, I got the Browns winning, which doesn't do anything. I said Cowboys over the Lions. Again, nothing. Ravens win. Nothing. Buffalo. Nothing happens. Bears. And nothing. I got the Raiders winning. And look at that. We got movement. The Texans bounce the Colts out of the 7th seed. Ooh. Ooh. And then the Jags beat the Panthers. Nothing happens. Texans win. That just reinforces their spot. Rams win. Again, nothing happens. Eagles retake the 1st seed. Of course, I did pick the Niners, so that would then just give the Niners back the 1st seed. Bucks win. Nothing happens. Seahawks win. Chiefs win. And then I went Broncos. And then, of course, finally, I went Packers. So really, if everything I said actually happens, Houston will jump into the 7th seed. So that's going to be fun. And then, of course, we go to week 18. And let's just say Seattle wins. That'll put them at 6 with the Rams at 7. I'll say the Ravens win because they probably will win. Bucks over the Panthers. Browns over the Bungles. Lions over Vikings. I'll say Bears over Packers. I'll say Texans win. That, of course, would give the Texans the division for the moment. Chiefs win. I'll go, actually, this one's going to be tough. Broncos, Raiders. Ooh. I'll say Broncos for the moment. I will also say Bills win, which would move the Bills in the 2nd. The Dolphins would go to the 6th seed. Ooh. Which means we would face Houston also. Ooh. Oh my God. I don't want to go to Houston again. Damn it. Jets would beat the Patriots. Saints would probably beat the Falcons. Eagles over the Giants again, which would then again move the Eagles in the 1st. And then they'd be uprooted by the Niners again. Jags would beat the Titans, which would move the Jags back in the 4th seed. And then the Cowboys win there. So really there's not a lot of movement if what I think happens actually does happen. Now, yeah. So this should be a fun week ahead. And yeah, let's freaking get it. Week 17. Good stuff. So that's really all I got this week, guys. Going almost an hour. Shout out to everyone who's been tuning into these every week. And like I said earlier, I will be doing my playoff picks in this format, as of course teams try to fight to get to this place right here, Allegiant Stadium, for Super Bowl, or for the Super Bowl. It's gonna be fun. For 58, man, can't believe it, right? So see you guys later, and again, I'll be live on Thursday for Browns and Jets. Not streaming tomorrow. Friday, Buckeyes, Missouri. And then Saturday and Sunday, I'll be watching football. Sunday, I might stream Ravens and Dolphins. I'll definitely have more information on that later. So, with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog. Shout out to everyone who came through. Shout out to Stephen Rose and Yinzer Max Sports for always doing these tournaments. This is fun. And yeah, playoffs are almost here. It's going to be fun. Let's clinch on Thursday, okay? All right. See you guys later. I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go, Browns. And I'm out. And as the description says, like, subscribe, have fun, and bet responsibly. Okay? Okay. This was fun, man. I always love doing this stuff. I always love doing this stuff. Okay, now everything wants to misbehave. Lovely. ESPN, what are we doing here? Yeah, ESPN. Always trolling. Well, I was gonna look something up, make sure I gave you guys the right pick and everything, but doesn't want to freaking come up for me now. Gotta love it, right? Trying to end my stream. Now it doesn't want to come up for me. Oh, of course. This page isn't responding. Yeah, because it's a piece of crap. That's why. I don't know if I went over it earlier, but Minnesota favored by 2, over under 46 and a half. Yeah, I'm going Packers. Just in case I didn't say that before. All right, guys. I will see